Children.
Do you really?
Children. Children. Excitement again.
Mama shouldn't be up.
Oh, excitement. I couldn't rest.
I'm sorry, Mother.
Oh, where did Jerry go?
Jerry,
Yes, he was down here. I heard him. Why couldn't he come up to see his old grandmother after last night? What is the matter with him? Victor, I asked you something. What is wrong with Jerry now?
There's nothing wrong with him, Mom. Poor kid needs a break, that's all. And maybe I can help him get it. Maybe he ought to be an architect if he wants to. And if I can help him, I will.
Thank you, Vicky.
You're siding with Jerry against your whole family?
Yes, I am. And if it isn't too late, with Stella. And now, if you'll excuse us, Stella and I, we're going home. Are you ready, Stella?
I'm ready. And Vicky, darling, it isn't too late.
A little later, Bette Davis, Fred MacMurray, and John Beal report back to the microphone. And here's Fred MacMurray.
And for a very good purpose, Mr. DeMille. On behalf of Bette Davis, John Beal, and myself, I want to say how fortunate we've been to have appeared tonight with such a splendid cast. There's May Robeson, who played Mother Hallam. Miss Robeson's been acting for more than 50 years, and I wish I knew just a little of what she's forgotten about characterization. Thanks also to Margaret Hamilton and Hal K. Dawson, who played Grace and Walter, and to all the others. Edward Keane as Paul Hallam, Myra Marsh as Etta Hallam, and Sam Flint as Mr. Hallam.
On behalf of the cast, Fred, thank you. And now, John Beal.
I'm sure the audience would rather hear from Bette Davis than from me, so I'll be very brief. I'll pick up where Fred left off, Mr. DeMille, and speak not as an actor, but as one of your regular fans. I think the Lux Radio Theater is the most worthwhile hour on the air, and I say that because I mean it. All right, Betty, where are you?
Right behind you, John. Mr. DeMille, I do want to say how impressed I was by Mrs. Roosevelt's talk from New York. It makes me very proud to have appeared on the same program with a woman of such keen understanding and sincerity. As for the part I played tonight, it's one I've wanted to do for a long time. I saw Dorothy Stickney do it on the stage and Helen Hayes on the screen, each with such distinction. I tried to make Stella live as believably as they did. Thank you, Mr. DeMille, and good night to you all.
We'll look for you soon again, Betty.
Thank you, Bette Davis, Fred MacMurray, and John Beal. This is your announcer, ladies and gentlemen, Melville Ruick. Next week's stars and play will be made known in just a moment by Mr. DeMille. Miss Davis, currently seen in Kid Galahad, appeared through courtesy of Warner Brothers. Mr. MacMurray and Mr. DeMille, Paramount. John Beal, RKO. May Robeson, Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, and Louis Silvers, 20th Century Fox, where he supervised music for the new film Café Metropole. And now, back to our producer.
Next Monday night, we take you to the far boundaries of civilization, to northern Africa, savage land of scorching sand, home of perilous adventure and daring romance, and Inferno patrolled by a handful of glorious troops flying the colors of the French Foreign Legion. Of all tales born of this background, none has attained the perennial popularity of Under Two Flags. First favored in novel form, it ran for generations as a play and was 3 times a motion picture. We bring it to you next Monday night, starring Herbert Marshall as Corporal Victor, Olivia de Havilland as Lady Venetia, Lupe Valdez as Cigarette, and Lionel Atwell as Major Doyle. Our sponsors, the makers of Lux Flakes, join me in inviting you to be with us again next Monday night when the Lux Radio Theater presents Under Two Flags with Herbert Marshall, Olivia de Havilland, Lupe Valdez, and Lionel Atwell. This is Cecil B. DeMille saying good night to you from Hollywood.
This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.